Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be doing our Week 7 college football matchup analysis and kind of go over some of the games today and some of the big time games and pretty much just kind of what went down this week. And man, oh man, we had some good games today. First up, we had the big game at 12. We had Oklahoma State and Texas. Oklahoma State won that game, a close one. We had Iowa and Purdue. Iowa fell to Purdue 24-7. That game was a game that I thought about actually betting on because I had a feeling deep down that Purdue was probably going to win that game. I don't know why. I just had a feeling. Purdue is a team that can sometimes upset like that. And Iowa, I had a feeling Iowa wasn't going to go undefeated. They were probably going to drop a game or two. How about the LSU Florida game? Man, LSU Florida, that was a game. That was a game. Too many turnovers, like I said, guys, and I did that review and prediction video. Way too many turnovers. Emory Jones had 2 interceptions, and AR-15 had 2 interceptions. You cannot throw 4 picks in a game and expect to win. Florida's defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. They were just obsolete in that game. Obsolete. They were nowhere to be found. LSU was just picking holes, and they were just manhandling the Florida defense. Florida's defensive line has got some problems, and they need to get them fixed ASAP. Florida, you got the bye week, then you play Georgia. Florida sitting at 4-3, 3 SEC losses. That's gonna seal it for them. They ain't even finishing 4th. Well, yeah, they might finish 4th in the East, but they ain't finished. They ain't running up. I'll tell you that. I had a feeling LSU was gonna give them trouble in this game. I just had that feeling. You can go back and watch the video. I talked about it. But deep down, at the end of that video, I was like, Florida's gonna win this game. It's probably gonna be close. And but I just got that feeling. It's at LSU. LSU's not a great team this year, and a lot of points scored in that game. A lot of game. That game got into a shootout, and like that running back Pierce for LSU. He only had like 200 yards total going in that game. He had almost 300 yards rushing in just that one game. And he only had 200 in the past 5 games combined. That's alarming. Congratulations, LSU. Thank you. Georgia will be probably playing a pissed off or beat down Florida team, whichever one we'll get. Alabama, Mississippi State. This game went exactly like I thought it would. Alabama was going to play pissed off, and they played pissed off. They beat Mississippi State pretty bad. It's like 49-6, 49-9. Mike Leach out here kicking field goals. Field goals ain't gonna win you games. But Mississippi State had no contention in this game. I knew Mississippi State wasn't gonna have a chance. I don't care if you had 2 million cowbells in that stadium. You were not beating Alabama after taking the L last week. You were not going to beat Alabama. I knew that was going to happen. I actually betted with somebody at work on this game because he predicted A&M upsetting Bama by 3. It's like he was just riding high, feeling great. He said, give me Mississippi State by 3. And I said, I'll take that bet. And so it's the easiest money I ever made. So I said Mississippi State probably lose by 3 or 4 touchdowns, and they lost by 3 or 4 touchdowns. They lost by 5. Yeah, this game was out. This game was over at halftime. The game that I am excited to talk about, And I'm sorry I made this video late. I was just kind of waiting, kind of recanting my thoughts, watching some late night football. But the Georgia-Kentucky game. Georgia won 30-13. Kentucky, congratulations. You finally took your loss in week 7. That's a good thing when you lose in week 7. That's your first loss. Kentucky has nothing to be ashamed of. They're going to... Kentucky, at worst, will go 10-2. And that's really good for Kentucky. There is a possibility Kentucky could run the table and go 11-1. And if that's the case, you'll find yourself in a New Year's Six bowl and probably be sitting where you're at right now, finishing. You'll probably drop to 15th, 16th with the loss you had. It was only a 17-point loss. And so it's not like you lost. If you had lost 52-17, you'd probably drop you back. But good. It's a good game. It was a big game. I was not happy with the game. The first half was a very sloppy half, and thankfully we were playing Kentucky and not somebody else like Florida or Auburn, or not Auburn, Alabama. Or playing some good team like some non-con game. You know, I was happy about that because we played sloppy that first half. I don't really think it's sloppy because there was no turnovers in this game. There was no turnovers in the game on either side, and that's pretty good, clean football being played. So you can look at the score and say, oh, well, they had turnovers. No, they didn't. They had no turnovers. Georgia fumbled once. They recovered it. It was ruled an incomplete pass, and Kentucky, the defender was sitting right in front of there. You know, he was just sitting there with his hand on his head like, oh, no. And Kendall Milton, smart move by Kendall Milton. Big-time move. Went and grabbed that ball just in case. And they ruled it a fumble. Thankfully, he recovered it. Georgia blocked the field goal. They kept the shutout going. And Georgia blocked the PAT on the last touchdown. They scored a touchdown with 3 seconds left in the game. Yeah, I'm going to get to more on that in a minute. Kentucky could not run the football. I think they had under 50 yards rushing total. And I told you, Kentucky, the only way they were going to win this game is they had to be able to run the football, and they couldn't do it. And they had to force Will Levis to pass. Will Levis, Levi's, whatever blue jeans you want to call him. They had to force him to pass the ball. And he had some good throws, hitting Robertson, hitting him in different plays. I've never seen a team pull so many bag of tricks out against a defense. I've never seen so many tricks. I'm talking you literally have never seen that many tricks, widgets, gadgets I've ever seen, man. There's so many of them. They're right here doing shovel passes, swing passes, end arounds, reverse backs, throwbacks. They're doing everything possible to find a way to move on the Georgia defense, everything. And it was working for a little bit. And I ain't gonna lie, it was working. They couldn't attack us downfield passing, and that's a plus, and that's a positive. They couldn't do it downfield, so they had to settle for this middle school offense. They had to go, and that was their game plan because they knew they were not going to throw downfield. Now, they probably could have if they tried, like really, really tried. Georgia, I think Georgia had like 2 or 3 sacks in this game. I want to say 2. And this might be the game with the fewest sacks. Kentucky's offensive line is a veteran line, and they're pretty good, but Georgia still got a lot of pressure on him, and they really were back there a lot. And special teams was on and off. Kearis Jackson about to drop some punts. Blocked the PAT, blocked the field goal. Big, always big when you can do that. Georgia missed the PAT for the first time since 2014, I think. Georgia was the longest team with the consecutive PATs made, and it was like a crazy number. And I believe it was 2013, 2014. Marshall Morgan was the kicker. I think it was 14, but it could be 13. And my last team missed the PAT. That pissed me off a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. Georgia, Stetson Bennett played good. In the first half, he was kind of shaky. He got settled in, started hitting his players. Lad McConkey, Brock Bowers, Zamir White got some good runs. Kendall Mills got some good runs. Zamir White started getting good runs. Yeah, everybody was just starting to. James Cook, everybody was starting to get some good runs. All our running backs. I don't think McIntosh played much, but Cook, Zamir White, and Kendall Milton, they all played great. Everybody really, I mean, the offense started clicking. Really, that second and third quarter was the best quarter for Georgia. Those 2 quarters, second and third. We gave up the touchdown to Kentucky right before halftime ended. It took Kentucky 2 quarters to score both their touchdowns. That's how long it took them. This game should have ended 31-7. But it ended 30-13 because he missed the PAT on the last touchdown. And then Kentucky calls a timeout with 3 seconds left. 3 seconds left in the game. You're down 23 points. You're going to call a timeout? Now, the Georgia fans are divided on this. Some, or most of them, hate this action. They think it's very inappropriate. Bush League. Just not really respectful. It's really just a moral victory to score at that point. Georgia's defense stopped them. They ran at the middle. They were coming at Georgia's defense, and Georgia's defense stopped them on the goal line. It was like 3rd and goal, 3 seconds left, and they do like a swing pass, and I think Robertson catches it, and he gets in. He barely gets in the end zone. It gives him a touchdown, and game's over. And then they go to kick the PAT, and it's blocked. By the same dude that blocked the field goal. And Nakobe Dean almost ran the PAT back. Now, Devontae Wyatt thought the game was over. He was on the field. They called a flag on him. They called a flag on somebody on Georgia's. One on Georgia's side. 2 flags on us. Thankfully, nothing crazy. No suspensions against Florida because there was players on the field without their helmets, and the refs in this game were pretty bad. Both sides of the ball. They missed calls. Georgia had missed calls called on them. Kentucky had missed calls called on them. And I'll admit that. I mean, the officiating this year has been it's been subpar, I'll say the least. They missed a lot of calls. A lot of holding calls. Should have been called on Kentucky's offensive line. 2 weeks in a row, the officiating got a fumble wrong. I don't see how you do that. But yeah, 30-13. Right when this game ended, I was very upset because I wanted to keep them out of the end zone, and I was pissed that we let them score because I want this team to be the best that they can be. I want them to play like they're the number 1 team in the country. And at the end of the day, as the hours went on, and I kind of recanted my thoughts, and just kind of thought about it, and sat home and mustered my feelings and thoughts. Is Kentucky the best team Georgia's played all year? Because Kentucky has the 2nd ranked defense in the SEC. It's Georgia and Kentucky. And I was like, this is a good win. They're ranked 11th. We have 4 top 25 wins, 2 top 10 wins, and 1 18th and 11th. We have 4 top 25 wins. Not many teams can say they have that. And so, I mean, it's truly a blessing. Georgia's 7-0. We got Florida. We got the bye week. Then we got Florida. Florida will probably not be ranked when we play them. I was hoping they would still be ranked, but they're probably not going to be. If they're ranked, they're going to be like 24th or 25th. I have a feeling they're still going to be ranked because they were 20th. I don't know. Would they keep? You lost by 7. They lost by 7, but they gave up 42 points. But they lost by 7. I think they're still going to be ranked. I think they're going to be 24th or 25th when we play them. So, yeah, I think they're going to be 24th or 25th. I don't know. Ole Miss survives, beats Tennessee like 31-26. Tennessee gave them a game. I'm glad Ole Miss won because Georgia, if they were to drop an SEC game, would be all right. Tennessee's at 2 losses. Georgia can drop an SEC game and still make it to the title game in Atlanta, but that would really affect any kind of playoff hope because if we were to somehow, Georgia has to go 12-0 for the insurance of losing a close SEC championship game that they can still squeeze into the playoff at 12-1 with a close loss to Bama or Auburn, because Bama or Auburn is going to be your 2 front runners for the West. Ole Miss, you can say Ole Miss is up there too. Ole Miss, Alabama, if they lose the second game, Ole Miss goes ahead of them. But more than likely, that second loss will be to Auburn, and it's a possibility. But it's looking like it's probably going to be Alabama and Georgia. And I watched the Alabama-Mississippi State game, and Alabama is very much beatable. They got issues on their team that I've never seen them have issues with, but it's okay. Every team this year is different. Every week a top 10 team's losing, or it seems like a top 4 team's losing every week. The new top 25 is going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. I'm predicting it's probably going to be Georgia 1, Cincinnati 2, Oklahoma 3, Alabama 4. Wouldn't that be a playoff? I would want to see that playoff. And that, honestly, that might be the playoff. Alabama, Cincinnati, Georgia, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Alabama. That might be the playoff. Like, legit, we might be looking at the Final Four. Because Georgia goes 12-0, Alabama goes 11-1. Let's say Georgia wins by a field goal. They're going to put Bama in the playoff because everybody behind them is just beating everybody's getting beat up. And then Cincinnati rolls it, goes 13-0. They win their conference. American League AA conference, American Athletic, and then Oklahoma goes 12-0 and wins the Big 12. Go 13-0, win the Big 12. Man, wouldn't that be a playoff? That would be interesting. Now, honestly, I wouldn't want to play Bama twice in a row, but we'll see. Or you can flip it. Alabama beat Georgia by field goal. Put Alabama at 1 and put Georgia or put Alabama at 2 and put Georgia at 4. That way we ain't got to play them first and make them earn it to the Natty. Cincinnati, Oklahoma, that would be interesting. That would be a really good game, and we might see that game. I don't know. We still got 5 more weeks of college football. We're gonna find out a lot. Now, is a Big Ten team making the playoff? Man, the Big Ten's got a lot of stuff to figure out. Excuse me. I'm very tired. The Big Ten, the Big Ten has a lot to figure out. They got a lot going on, and the Big Ten East, really, Michigan State, Michigan are the undefeated teams in the Big Ten East. Those two teams they play. I think they both got bye weeks. Or yeah, they don't play this couple week. They play the 30th, I think. I don't know. I'll be making some more videos. Sorry this video's so long. I'll be making some more videos. I might make some. Georgia's not playing this Saturday, but I might make some videos and kind of just discuss some games this coming Saturday. And but yeah, and we'll get ready to play Georgia, Florida, big time game. We lost this game last year. Weird year, weird team, weird circumstances. I don't expect a loss this year. I expect this game will probably be similar to the Kentucky game. I think Florida is going to do everything in their power to beat Georgia. But I think Georgia will do everything in their power to beat the brakes off of Florida and not let them score, period. So, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, if I was Kentucky, I'd be worried about this Georgia-Kentucky game next year because we're probably going to hang 60 on you next year for pulling the stunt you pulled. But congratulations to the Wildcats. I mean, y'all played a good game. Y'all's defense played good. Y'all offense played good. Will Levis, he has some good throws. I don't know. Good game. Georgia, it's a good day when Georgia plays a sloppy defense and only give up 13 points. It's good. And this ties the most points Georgia allowed. Georgia allowed 13 versus Carolina. And so it could have been 14 and it would have beat Carolina's points. But Georgia's only allowed. That's the most points Georgia's allowed is 13 through 7 games. 13. Wow. Georgia has given up 45 or 46 points through 7 games. 46 points through 7 games. It's something like that, 46 points. Florida gave up 49 points to LSU today. Florida. 49 points today to LSU. A team that might not even make a bowl game. It's got to squeeze by. And Georgia gave up 45 points the past 7 games. If you think you're winning against Georgia and Jacksonville, you were badly mistaken. But in all honesty, guys, I'm just teasing. It's gonna be a good game. I don't expect Georgia to blow them out. I don't expect Georgia to shut them out. That'd be amazing for me, but I don't expect that. But facts are facts, stats are stats. So that's all I gotta say. Georgia's defense continues to play good. They did play sloppy in this game. They tried, man. Kentucky tried, but they just couldn't do it. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna try to get some sleep and just to recant some of the SEC games that we had. South Carolina Vandy, what a crapshoot of a game that was. Vandy had that game won. Carolina somehow won it. I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Texas A&M, Missouri. Texas A&M beat them like 35 to 35-28. I don't know. It was something. It was close. It was close, but I don't think there was any other games in the SEC. I don't know. I might make a top 25 video, make my first one that I've ever made on the channel. I might do that. I don't know yet, but all right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night, and go Dogs. Bye.